There's a big story coming out from Tamil Nadu, where 3 attacks, including 2 murders of political leaders in the state, has sent shockwaves across not just the state, but across the country. Just days after the brutal murder of AIADMK leader D. Pushpanathan and then the BSP state president K Armstrong, PMK leader Shiva Shankar was also attacked outside his home in Cuddalore. The attack was caught on camera. A gang wielding sickles attacked him before they fled from the scene. Shiv Shankar, in fact, is receiving medical treatment after he was seriously injured. The BSP, the BJP, ADMK, PMK, everyone basically in the opposition has come together and accused the DMK of ignoring what they call a breakdown of the law and order situation. They say that opposition leaders are unsafe in the state and criminals are clearly having no fear of the law. Meanwhile, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin visited the house of the murdered BSP state president Armstrong in Chennai. He promised swift justice, but the opposition is not quite convinced.
Ma'am, in the last 14 days in Tamil Nadu, 134 murders are reported. Of course, in Chennai, a lot of murders are being reported, the important being the BSP state chief's murder. This shows the complete failure of law and order, which is under the direct control of the chief minister, because he happens to be the home minister as well. And with respect to the surrender culture, with the Tamil Nadu BSP chief's murder, also 3 hours flat they surrendered, next day somebody surrendered, till now 11 people they have picked up. So these are all points to a larger symptom that somehow the basic policing is not there in the state.
Last month, Congress district secretary was hacked to death in Tirunelveli. About 5 days ago, ADMK senior functionary was hacked to death in Salem. And then state chief of a national party, BSP, was hacked to death at his home. Yesterday, PMK functionary was hacked to death in Cuddalore district. So this is a day, every day happening. What is the chief minister doing? If he's not in a position to take control, let him hand this over to someone else, some other minister who's capable enough.
The culprits were nabbed. Immediately they were nabbed, and the full probe is on. It will bring out who is behind this, whether it was any enmity or what is the motive behind this.
All right, a couple of senior police officials have also been transferred, including the Chennai City Police Commissioner. Sumant C. Raman is joining us. Suma Anandan of the BJP is also joining us. Sumant Raman, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. There is a huge problem as far as law and order is concerned in Tamil Nadu. The BSP state chief, a leader of the AIDMK, now a leader of the PMK, political opposition party leaders are finding it difficult. They are scared for their life in the politics of Tamil Nadu.
Zaka, I don't think it is limited to political party leaders alone. I think there is a general unease even among non-political figures. See, the issue is that, the spate of incidents, and this started with the murder of Mr. Jayakumar, the functionary in Tirunelveli of the Congress. Subsequently, we had the Kallakurchi illicit liquor tragedy, which killed about 67 people. Then we had the murder of Mr. Shanmugam, the AIADMK leader in Salem. Then the BSP leader, state president, Mr. Armstrong. Then you had the PMK functionary in Cuddalore. Yesterday, there was an incident in Theni. I think, and in Pudukkottai as well. So I think that there is a serious issue. And today, actually, a few hours ago, Zaka, there has been a complete revamp of the police force. In fact, around 15 of the senior officials of the rank of ADGP and above have been shuffled. So hopefully the Chennai City Police, Chennai has a new police commissioner. There is a new ADGP for enforcement who is to look after the prohibition activities in the state. And there is also a new ADGP for law and order, Mr. Davidson. So I think that there is an attempt by the government at least to show that they are doing something.
Okay.
How effective it is going to be, we just have to wait and see. But yes, the ghosts of 2006 to 11 are coming back to haunt the DMK. You'll remember, Zaka, 2006 to 2011, again, there were such issues. There was land grabbing, which was rampant, and there was all kinds of accusations of law and order issues. So that led to the DMK losing power for 10 years. And now this is bringing back those old memories to the people. The biggest advantage for the DMK is that they face a by-election tomorrow, which they're almost certain to win, is that the opposition is split. So
Okay,
they're not
so let me
really
ask
under the kind of
Uma
pressure.
Anandan of the BJP, one to the point about Dr. Raman saying that the opposition is split, therefore whatever noise you might make against the DMK, because the vote is split, including in tomorrow's by-election, the DMK stands to win. The other thing is, DMK spokesperson Saravanan, you heard him a moment ago, he's saying that even in the case of Mr. Armstrong, immediately the culprits were arrested, they're all in jail now, and the investigation process is on. So how do you respond to both those points, ma'am?
See, one thing, just because there has been a shuffle in the police personnel, the DIGs or ADGPs and all, is that going to solve the problem? And one more thing, the opposition being split, that is a different matter. We are discussing whether DMK wins or loses. What is the moral stand they are taking? How do the public view them? That is what is more important. Elections may come and go, but just because they are in power, they normally by-elections are won by them, won by the ruling party. I would like now to list the affair, the violence, the total breakdown of law and order. 28/4/24. One doctor in Avadi, his wife, civilians. You see, it is just not that dons or antisocial elements are being finished. Even common man, they are being murdered in broad daylight. Old couple, senior citizen, age is no bar, sex is no bar, profession is no bar. People are being killed in broad daylight or evening or twilight is a daily occurrence in Tamil Nadu. That is what we are discussing now. The same DMK government, for one instance, when they were in the opposition, it's a different stand they take. But now, daily you open the newspaper, there are at least 6 to 8 murders occurring across the state of Tamil Nadu.
But ma'am, the
Total
question that
breakdown of
Dr.
law and
Raman was
order.
asking is, how do you bring political pressure to bear on the DMK? How do you make them feel the political pressure of what you clearly are saying is a breakdown of law and order in the state?
What does he want to do? If the government is insensitive to everything, they are just not bothered. The same government asked the retired Justice Chandru for an insignificant thing. While these things, they want to brush aside the carpet. How do you bring sense into an insensible government?
Okay,
how is that done?
Dr. Raman, how is that done? She says it's an insensitive government.
It is
a
moral responsibility of the ruling government.
Okay.
Why should Mr. Sumant Raman talk about the sensibility of the government? How do we bring sense?
Okay, let him
Is it
respond.
not a ridiculous
Let him respond. Let him respond, ma'am. Yeah.
Zaka, right now, the opposition, despite all the incidents that have happened and the great opportunity that it has got to put the DMK government on the mat, is busy sniping at each other. Yeah, day before yesterday also, Mr. Annamalai is making very caustic remarks about Mr. Edappadi Palanichami. See, the point is there is no realization that their divided house is actually what is not exerting adequate pressure on the DMK government. Now, the point, Zaka, is that law and order, there has been a general theory that law and order is generally always a problem when a DMK government comes to power vis-a-vis an AIADMK government. This is not with reference to Mr. Stalin, but more with reference to his father's previous governments. And that has been a theory in Tamil Nadu that when AIADMK comes in, at least law and order gets improved. Now, this was a great opportunity for Mr. Stalin to prove that that theory no longer holds good. But the point is, until a few hours ago, except for those 2 transfers which came, and even in the Kallakurchi case, suspending transferring a collector and suspending an SP and a few prohibition enforcement wing officials is not going to solve it. The days after the Kallakurchi incident, there were reports every day in the papers of thousands of liters of illicit liquor being seized. What happened? Why did it have to take 67 people's lives for the government to act?
To crack down on bootlegging. Okay. Uma Anandan, final word. I have to wrap up after that. Yeah. You just heard him.
See, I would like to say, how do the culprits get away? Because they have political influence. It is merely on issues of land grab, women, value systems, drugs. It's an entire scenario which the government has, and this one may say that a divided opposition. But what about the responsibility of Mr. Stalin? The same Mr. Stalin demanded the resignation of Mr. Edappadi at the top of the hat. Wow, see, we cannot take the horse to the pond. It has to be the responsibility. Mr. Sumantraman has to attack Mr. Stalin all the way. We
Okay.
cannot say that we as
Well,
opposition have divided
he's not the
our
leader of the
path
opposition in the state, is he? But he's just a mere
No, but he can
political
point out.
commentator.
See,
with all
but-
respects
No,
to
no,
Dr.
but
He need
Raman.
not mumble.
Zaka,
He
the
need not
point is
mumble
they don't
about
understand
the-
that
mumble
they
about the
are the ones
democracy.
who are actually enabling the DMK government to get away with lax law
Okay.
and order.
I'll-
Every other day there is some issue.
I'll leave it at that. We'll see how this plays out. But I think it's very clear that there is a serious problem with law and order, not just for those who are in the field of politics, opposition leaders. We've just listed out the number of cases in the last few days alone, where the BSP state chief, an ADMK leader, a PMK leader yesterday were all attacked. But I think the larger concern is this nexus between criminal gangs and those in mainstream politics, and whether the Stalin government can crack down on that.